Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to add an exam to multiple sections of a class in Accommodate system. I'm currently logged into Accommodate system as the faculty reporter. With the new update in Accommodate system, you can now add new exam directly from the home screen. So to add a new exam, I'll click on the Add New Exam button, which is at the right-hand side of the screen. Once you click on that, it would open a window where you would input the information for the exam. So the first thing you need to do is to select the courses. In the past, you could only upload exam course by course, but with the new update, you can select multiple courses from the drop-down. So I'm going to select all three sections of SAR 201. So once you have selected the courses, right, the next thing you need to do is to give the exam a title. In this case, I would call it exam 1 because that's the first exam for the course. The next question is to answer if it's the final exam or no. And the reason is because if the exam is a final exam, the system would automatically calculate the length of the exam based on the length that has been included in the settings in Accommodate. So exam 1 is not the final exam, so I'll select no. Once that is selected, then you have the question, how long will you be giving the class to complete the exam? So basically, this is asking you, what's the duration of the exam? Is it a 20-minute quiz? Is it the midterm that is 50 minutes, 75 minutes, or what have you? So for exam 1 is a short exam, and I'm just going to select 30 minutes. Now, the system is going to use this duration to determine the extension or the accommodations that students would get. All right, the next thing is the start and end date. So think of it as what is the period when people can take this exam. So for example, if it's the midterm exam, we know that, okay, it will be in the midterm week. So maybe the 6th or the 7th week. So if you're having multiple sections, right, you want to think about when are all these sections meeting and when are they taking the exam. So if you have a section that meets on Monday and another section that meets on Tuesday, you can select the start date as Monday and the end date as Tuesday. So what the system is going to do is it's going to check to see all the test requests of students that have been submitted and that fits into the start and end date, and is going to attach the exam automatically to them. So for this exam, because I have 3 classes or 3 sections, and for this recording, we assume that I'm giving them a whole week to complete the exam. All right, so I'm going to select the starts, let's say from the 13th of July to the 17th of July. What this means is the system is going to check to see all the test requests for all 3 sections of this exam that falls between the 13th and the 17th and match this exam to those testing requests. Now, the beauty also is that you can add your exam in advance. Now, if you add your exam prior to when students start submitting their test requests, the system is going to restrict them to just the duration that you have set for them to take this exam. So the next thing you want to select, which is optional, is the approved resources. What are you allowing for this exam? So for example, are you allowing them to use calculators, right? Are you allowing them to use math formulas? Is it an open book exam? Do you need a Scantron sheet? Do you need us to provide a Scantron sheet for the students? All this you need to select, right? So I'm just going to select calculator. I'm going to select math formulas, and I'm also going to select Scantron. Now, once you selected that, right, what that means is that the SAR team will be able to know that these are the things that you're allowing on this exam, and those are the only resources that students will be allowed to use. Now, if you are allowing a calculator, then you want to select the type of calculator, right? So it can either be a basic calculator, a scientific calculator, or the graphing calculator. And if you have no preference, you can leave it blank. So in this case, I'm just going to select the basic calculator. Now, the follow-up question is this exam an online exam or a paper-based exam? So it's a yes or no question. So in this case, it's an online exam, so I'm going to select yes. Then if it's an online exam, other information will be required. For example, if you need a password, so let's say, for example, students need a password to be able to attempt the exam, then you need to provide the password. If it's a passwordless exam, then there is no need to provide a password. Also, if you are using Respondus lockdown browser, we need to know. So in this case, I'm not using Respondus, so I'm going to select no. We also require you to provide your contact information, and the reason is in case there are questions that come up during the exam, we want to know the best number that we can use to contact you. So in the contact phone number field, I'll provide my contact information, or in this case, Harry Potter's contact information. And then, what is your preferred method of contact? So we want to know, do you prefer to be contacted via phone call, via email, or via text, right? So you have the option to select any of these three. And then if any questions comes up, this is the method that SAR will be using to contact you. So in this case, I'm just going to select phone call, right? Because that's the easiest way to get to Harry Potter. And then the exam delivery and return method, right? So if it's a paper-based exam or an online exam, you still need to tell us how is the exam being delivered. So because this is an online exam, I'm just going to say it will be administered through Blackboard. If it's a paper-based exam, we want to know, are you going to deliver it to the office? Are you going to upload this and accommodate all those options we want to know? All right, so I'd say it would be administered through Blackboard. And then the return method, similar, if it's via Blackboard, then I'll select submitted via Blackboard from the list of options available. And then if you have additional notes for the SAR team, you can include that in the additional notes. If it's an exam you're uploading in Accommodate, you have the option to also upload the attachment file, right? So all you need to do is just click on the link, the upload file link, and then browse to where you have the exam and upload it. This is an optional field, so you're not required to upload the exam. If, for example, you have to make any changes to the exam at some point, then we have provided you with a field that is titled check here if you are making an edit. So basically what this is going to do is that once you select yes, any information that you provide in the box displayed would be emailed directly to the testing team so they know the change that you made. All right, so once that's done, you can submit the request. And once the request is submitted, this exam is now applied to all your, is now updated on the system, and all the students' requests that have been submitted will be linked to the exam based on the date specified. To access the exam, all you need to do is from the menu options on the left-hand side of the screen, click on exams, and you should be able to see your exam there. And you can, of course, make changes to this at any point in time by clicking on the edit button for each of the exams. If you have any questions, please let us know and we'll be able to support you. Thank you and bye for now.